Welcome back to the channel, guys. In this video, I'll talk about why prophecy did not expect Kratos in the Norse timeline. Here's the clip of what I'm talking about.
Begins.
Ragnarok. From snow.
Aye, snow. Lots more snow. And then the end of the bloody world. In that approximate order.
Another prophecy.
No, brother. Prophecy doesn't expect this for 100 more winters at least. You've changed something. Prophecy didn't count on you.
So yeah, it's pretty much confirmed that the Norse timeline or Norse prophecy did not expect Kratos in it. And this is the timeline Odin wants to know initially and win over Ragnarok. But Kratos was nowhere mentioned in it all this time. But if you listen to the Lost Pages of Norse Myth episode 2, you will get to hear this from Grova, the knowledge seeker.
But the whereabouts of poor Arvandil didn't come with the flood. Instead, Groa grimaced as her mind raced with horrible, disastrous visions. She saw the worlds plunge into a bitter, 3-year winter. She saw the sky split, and the realms began to tremble and quake. She saw a horrible terror emerge with a flaming sword and an enormous, beastly wolf rampaging across the countryside as he grew to consume the very sun. She saw the deadliest of monsters and the worst of gods at each other's throats. And, in the events leading up to it all, she also saw a pale, white ghost from a distant land and his young son, somehow intertwined in this terrible prophecy.
Look how Kratos was mentioned only during Ragnarok, and Atreus was also mentioned here. So how come Odin did not know about Kratos all this time when he regularly visits Grova to gain knowledge and alter the foretold future and win over Ragnarok? Well, here's where my theory comes to play. I believe the book she found belongs to giants, but how is that 100% possible? To completely know how Kratos was hidden all this time in the prophecy, we have to go back to God of War 2. To know more about the seeker Grova, I already made a video on her. You can go and check that out. The links are in the description. So back to this video, let me explain my theory. It's going to take a bit and hopefully I will be able to convince you with my theory. It all starts when Kratos dies in God of War 2. The two lines on your screen, the red and blue, stands for two timelines. The red is for Greek and the blue is for Norse. Let's assume that the Greek timeline, just for this theory video, starts at the war between gods and titans. The Norse timeline then, well, it's basically untouched and it just flows along parallelly with Greek timeline. So back in God of War 2, Kratos dies in the hands of Zeus. After Zeus kills Kratos, Kratos basically does not exist in the Greek timeline. He never should. If he does not exist in the Greek, well, he also shouldn't exist in the Norse timeline. That is why I believe the Norse prophecy did not expect Kratos after his death. Because as per the natural flow of time, Kratos should not exist after his death. But denying that, Kratos did the impossible. Kratos at the end of God of War 2 comes back using time travel, changing his own destiny, which the already written Norse prophecy didn't even know about. Kratos at the end of God of War 2, coming back from time travel, went one-on-one with Zeus and made him sick by impaling the blade of Olympus. After Athena's death, Kratos further goes back in time to bring Titans to the same time where he injured Zeus. And there you go, that's the starting of God of War 3. In the end, Kratos kills himself. After hundreds of years later, Kratos reaches Scandinavia using a boat. Now Kratos is in Norse timeline, and as a god, he's completely undetected in this Norse timeline, which Odin wants to seek and prevent Ragnarok from happening. After his arrival in Norse lands, giants know about Kratos' arrival because they can predict in the present timeline. I mean, they can predict the future in the present timeline, leaving what's already written. So when Kratos actually reaches Scandinavia, they know that he's going to start Ragnarok and he's going to meet Faye and he's going to make a child called Atreus, aka Loki. And when Kratos reaches Scandinavia, he meets Faye and the rest is history. Odin cannot see the future. He only learns about upcoming events from what's already written and will make theories about upcoming events just like me and kills if anybody that presents him. And to Odin's bad, the prophecy is already written without the involvement of Kratos in it as he is dead in God of War 2. Because of giants being the foes of Aesir gods from a very long time, Odin thought that maybe eliminating giants will help him win over Ragnarok, and from then, the bloodshed of giants started. I know you guys have many questions in your mind right now, like what about the marked warrior shall bring the destruction of Olympus and Kratos also died in God of War 1 and God of War 3. So you guys can ask me, how can you say that it all started in God of War 2? My answer to that is time travel. Playing with time, I believe, is ridiculously dangerous. The prophecy of Mark I destroying Olympus came to be true. I'm not denying that. But it happened in a time where the Greek and Norse didn't have Kratos in them. It happened in a time where Kratos is actually not present in the present Greek timeline and he is present in the past. I mean, Kratos is actually in the past in his own timeline. And Kratos did not reverse the time. He only opened up a portal to change a particular event and change something at that particular event that was not supposed to happen at all. It's crazy to me that even the Sisters of Fate didn't knew that Kratos will kill them. So the whole time traveling thing, did this change anything in Greek? I'll say no. As per the prophecy, the mad warrior, I mean Kratos, destroyed Olympus. But because of this change in time of Kratos' own destiny, the Norse gods are feeling the heat. So yeah, this is why I believe the book Groa found belongs to giants, and they wrote all these events in that book. After Kratos' arrival in Scandinavia, and Odin actually saw Kratos and Atreus in the book. That's confirmed. But he only saw them as giants that exist in Jotunheim, but he doesn't know that they are gods and Kratos is from Greek. And there you go. This was my theory on why Kratos was hidden by prophecy in the Norse timeline. I'm sorry if it's a bit confusing, and we'll meet you guys in the next video very soon. Till then, bye bye.